Preservation Thursday. That's right. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is June 15th. It's Flag Day. Do you have your flag out? Do you have your flag out? Where's mine? I got mine right up here. It's right up there on the wall. You can see it. It's where to go, where to go. See it? Right there on top of the radio. That's right. Flag Day. Are you proud to be an American? I am. Proud American Portuguese. That's what I am, an American Portuguese. Hey, I want to comment just a little bit. Yesterday, we don't have a choice but to talk about this. You guys know I hate politics. As far as I'm concerned, if a politician's mouth is moving, they're probably lying. That's kind of why I like Donald Trump. He has no political obligations, if you will. But yesterday we had a tragic event in Virginia, the home of that drop-dead gorgeous Kim Savage. Yes, women at work. Actually, I contacted her immediately, and she said no. She's about 2 hours away from where that incident happened. However, the guy, I'm trying to find the words to describe just how twisted this is. Convoluted is not enough emphasis on this mindset that we have in our country right now. James Hodgkinson set out to execute Republican representatives and whatnot, senator, whether they were a senator or a congressman or whomever. I don't think it would have mattered who he was shooting at as long as they were Republicans. Loretta Lynch has called for this. Hillary Clinton has called for this. Barack Obama has called for this. And my question is, when are we the people going to say enough is enough, start arresting these people? What's going on is treason. It's simple as that. However, back to James Hodgkinson for a minute. He was a home inspector, so it kind of touches the mortgage field service industry a little bit. Of course, now I'm going to tell you something, folks. I don't know how he does it. Have no idea, no clue, don't care. All I know, if I need reliable fraud information, foreclosurepedia.org, foreclosurepedia.org. Yesterday, as we're listening to events unfold, I get a phone call from foreclosurepedia.org inquiring if James Hodgkinson was part of NARPE, because Foreclosurepedia knows I helped develop some programs over there with NARPE, and I did a little bit of work with them, instructed, testing, etc., spoke at a couple of their events, and they were calling to say, hey, you heard about the shooting? I said, yeah. And they go, well, the guy is an OSHI member. And I said, OSHI? I go, that's the American Society Home Inspector Group? He goes, yeah. He goes, is he part of NARPE too? I said, well, wow, I don't know. Let me do a little digging. Now, I have not been able to contact John Allen. And by the way, when Foreclosurepedia calls and says, have you heard? Well, yeah, I have heard. It's all over the news this morning. He goes, yeah, the guy's name is James Hodgkinson, and he's a member of OSHI. And I go, huh? Fox News hadn't put his name out yet. 5 minutes later, Fox News delivers a guy's name over the air. Up to the minute, fraud reporting. I'm telling you right now, I don't know how he does it. I don't care. He just does it, and it's good stuff. Foreclosurepedia.org, ladies and gentlemen, foreclosurepedia.org. He was first to report in the mortgage field service industry. I also noticed that because of the nature of this, and I'm sure this had something to do with it, NAMFS got back in touch and said, hey, he's not a member of us. We don't know. I've been trying to find out from John Allen. John Allen's in the mist. We don't know where he is. I don't know. I haven't heard from him in quite some time. The last time I made contact with a number associated with John Allen, I got a message. Who is this? And when I told him, I have heard nothing. So I don't know. I know Big Inspections is, according to it's closed. NARPE International is inaccessible. So I don't know what's going on. I do hope, I know John's getting up there in the years. He's ex-military, but he may have health issues. I don't know. I haven't heard or spoken with John in quite some time. The last time I actually spoke to him was when I sent him some information on the project I'm doing here at the fabulous Wainema Ranch. Of course, this is Alladay LLC, and we are live at the Wainema Ranch today. But I had sent him some stuff about glass insulators, AT&T telegraph and telephone stuff. And he called and talked to me and, told me, hey, you probably should advertise around here. Those things sell for a lot more here than they sell out there on the West Coast for. But that was the last conversation I've had. Now, I don't know. I do hope John's okay. If anybody has heard from John or something, tell him howdy hi. We're all concerned. We do hope he's okay. He is part of the industry and whatnot. I just don't know what to say there. But we haven't been able to get a hold of him. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb. And I'm pretty comfortable saying this. Knowing John Allen, and he's a pretty conservative gentleman. But knowing John Allen, just as most people in Texas are conservative, this guy would have popped on our radar if he was involved with NARPE. I don't believe he was. I really don't. Somebody like that would have butted heads with us immediately, just on the basis we don't want socialism. That's not the society we want to live in. We kind of dig being able to say, hey, Mr. President, you're an idiot, and not be taken out and executed. And I challenge any one of you Democrats right now to go to any other country on this planet and tell the king, the ruler, the dictator, whomever it might be, Mr. Putin, Theresa May, I don't care who it is. You go tell them, hey, screw you, you're a piece of garbage, I hate your guts, you should be shot, and see if you don't get taken out and executed. Here in the United States of America, we can go right to the White House, say, Mr. President, I think you're wrong, I don't like you, I don't like your ideas, I think you should be taken out and tarred and feathered, and as long as you're saying you think and not should be, you're going to get a pass. You're going to get to go home and sit down with your family. So you guys all think about that, why everybody's talking about executing Mr. Trump, why they're talking about everything they're doing. Because to me, that is treason. And I'm sorry, as I said, I'm an American. Today is Flag Day. Happy Flag Day, America. Hey, back to Preservation Thursday. And from all of us here at Alladay LLC, and I know I speak on behalf of Wainema Ranch when I say this to the senator down there, Steve Scalise, Godspeed and good recovery. We prayers and everything to your family, and we hope you're going to be okay there, guy. And just for shits and giggles, I hope the Republicans win the ball game tonight. How's that grab you? Anyways, so much for politics today. I got something. I got something that I'm going to pick on Safeguard today, folks. We're going to pick on Safeguard and the Jewish mafia of the mortgage field service industry. Dear Safeguard contractors, Safeguard Field QC and members from SecureView will be holding a SecureView installation training. But you're an independent contractor. I don't know an independent contractor on this planet that would install, number one, would install SecureView the way these people are telling you to install this material. That's number one. Number two, I don't know any glazer worth their salt that would drill a hole in a piece of Lexan, in a piece of polycarbonate, run a bolt through it, and then not expect it to break if something happens. And I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you again, in the training material from Cypress, the gal in there states, you must be careful with these holes because if you put pressure, it will run the polycarbonate. Not only are they lying to you about SecureView, not only are they BSing you about the product. This isn't Safeguard's product. This is GE product. And the information's on the website. I'll put the links in the description, folks, if you want to go see the story and the articles I wrote on this. I started writing about this 2 years ago when this came in. This is not a Safeguard product. And it's not a Cyprix product either. They know it. SecureView is beginning to span multiple service lines with several P&P and REO clients already requiring the product on their properties. I think there's something else going on here, ladies and gentlemen, that we're not privy to. I think there's some fraud going on here, and we're going to start looking into it. What I got an email. I'm going to read this email to you as soon as I can pop it up here. Let's see here. But it was an email concerning SecureView. And since it was sent to me in confidence, we will not reveal who emailed it, but I will read you the email. Hi, would you know why the bank would have a vendor clearboard windows and doorways that are not broken and the property is in good? No, all I know, it is a Wells Fargo property, and I saw a vendor doing because I asked, do you have something in writing? Clearboarding tonight. I cannot wait to look at it tomorrow and look at the job, as I feel it's a waste of money. Thank you for the reply. Have a great night. And I'm going to send something to him right now. Please update ASAP. Thank you. If this is what they're doing, this is fraud in its highest level, because they're bilking the industry, is what they're doing. There's absolutely no reason to be removing glass, no reason to be removing doors, to clearboard anything, especially in a respectable neighborhood, let alone if it's unnecessary. That is stealing. That is misrepresentation. That is fraud. You don't go in. I have yet to see. We'll get some phone calls into Wells Fargo and find out about their policy on this clearboarding. Because, just because. I got a feeling the Safeguard is pulling some crap. Remember, folks, they invested a buttload of money in this material and then got stuck with it. And they're trying to dump it on you. Got to buy $4,000 worth at a time. I'm sorry. That's not happening. Because the fact is, if a window is not broken, there's no repair on it. There's no order ticket for it. There's no documentation of a broken window. We'll get with Wells Fargo, and I'll do a follow-up on the weekend wrap. When I'm done here today, we'll get a hold of Wells Fargo and see if we can't find out who would be in charge of SecureView. Maybe Foreclosurepedia can help us on that. I don't know. Up to the minute fraud reporting. That guy got it going on. But we're gonna look into this. I'm still curious as to how some of these contracts are awarded to people in light of the Bowerman FAS decision. The Bowerman FAS decision dictates that people are employees, that they are not independent contractors, and it's just I don't understand how everybody can go out there and recruit. And I ask them in the threads when they're recruiting in public, looking for a contractor, looking for this, looking for that, da-da-da-da-da. When they do that, I ask, how is your company addressing the Bowerman FAS decision? Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a game. This is going to get serious. And I'm telling you right now, because This is not a bunch of us getting cancer, because this isn't a bunch of us being exposed to asbestos or mold or some kind of toxic chemical or anything like that. This is nothing like that. This is a violation of the law in a civil arena. It's a violation of the law. And when there's a reason they call it treble damages. It's to punish the violator of the law. And wouldn't you like to see Monsanto get a treble damage against them for something? I would just love to see it, because their stockholders would jump ship so quick. Anyways, you have to really stop and take a step back from this issue. If you're order milling right now and you really, 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 really need, you may want to talk to your insurance agent. I don't know. I'm sure FAS is going to argue this and beat it, because they're with Assurant now, and that's an insurance outfit. So I'm sure there's some kind of insurance going to come into play to take care of their tremendous fine. And the way this works, I have been telling people since 2010 to keep records. Are you keeping records? I don't know how many people I've talked. Oh, once they pay it, we throw everything away. Huh? If you don't keep records, if you don't pay yourself, if you're not filling out a spreadsheet at the end of the week, at the end of the day on your expenses, so you can see how much money is coming and going, and how much, that's the only way you can tell if you're pushing more out than you're bringing in, is to keep records. So I don't know how people have gotten away in this industry so long with keeping improper records, not good records or anything like that. I just don't understand that. It doesn't make sense that anybody would do that. The other one of the other things, let's see here. I don't want to expose too much, but Larry Purdon from Safeguard Properties, Purdon, Pudron. Larry, I hope I didn't say your name wrong. And then we also have a John Patriarch, Patriarche, John Patriarch. These guys go out and train people for Safeguard. That is employee status. It just takes a couple of you, let the nuts fall in your sack, and call a lawyer. That's all it takes. Safeguard is so far out of line, ladies and gentlemen, they will never, I don't care how much money this Jew guy comes up with, or his Jewish organizations, and all these things that he has going on in the Jewish communities. He will never. That is how bad he is. There's the email they sent out to vendors telling them you have to come train. I think one of the first deals between employee and independent contractor is, I'll stick that in the link too, but one of the first rules is, are you given training? Independent contractors know what they're doing. They're hired as a business. They don't require training. They don't require the plain definition. An independent contractor is a natural person, business, or corporation that provides goods or services to another entity under terms specified in a contract or within a verbal agreement. So, let me see if we can go to, are you ready for this? A government website. Ladies and gentlemen, trying to find it out. You see that crossed out in red, TTPS, a government website. All the hacking going on in our government, and we have an unsecure government website. I'm going to have to tag Donald Trump on this. Mr. Trump, what's going on? Come on, get your people's stuff together, man. The website is www.acf.hhs.gov, CSS resource. It's not secure. Let me see here. What does it mean? I'm trying to find by the Internal Revenue Service, ladies. Let's go to irs.gov and see what they say. There's 21 points, I believe, are what they are. Let me see here. Okay. Common law rules. Behavioral. Does the company control or have the right to control what the worker does, how the worker does his or her job? Hello? That's number one. Are the business aspect of the worker's job controlled by the payer? These things, this would include how the worker's paid, whether expenses are reimbursed, who provides tools, supplies, etc. The type of relationship. Are there written contracts or employee-type benefits, a pension plan, insurance, vacation pay, etc.? Will the relationship continue, and is work performed a key aspect of the business? That's kind of critical. Now, it's the first one that you really have to pay attention to. And I'm going to go back to the FAS issue. Our company, we're billing $500,000 a year, maybe $1 million, where there's other companies involved in this lawsuit that were billing $1 million plus a month. And think about that. The guy that's billing over $12 million a year naturally is going to have more reimbursables than the company billing $500,000, $400,000, $250,000, whatever. Hence, record keeping. You got the records, you get paid. If you don't have the records, you're not part of the lawsuit. You're out in the wind because you can't provide proof. We fortunately were able to attach our spreadsheets that we sent to the IRS. So that's how you do it. If you need assistance in developing spreadsheets, let me know. If you need help in how to keep your records or what, how to start describing your costs and everything, I can assist. Let me know. Drop me an email, alladayllc@gmail. Drop us an email. We'll get you squared away. Definitely. But it's that very first one there. How much control do these people have? And I'm sorry, I've heard all the arguments from the other side of the table and all the morons that are lifelong industry veterans that know it all. And they're full. It's poppycock. The bottom line is, you don't get to tell me when, what, how, why. You call me up and say, hey, I need a window fixed. When can you do it? I have you on the schedule this afternoon. I'll stop by. We'll see what we can do. If I can't get it done today, we'll have you on the schedule first thing in the morning and we'll take care of you. That's business. Not, hey, I need you to fix my window for $20 and do it now. And that's what's going on in the property preservation industry. Think about that for a minute. Quit being stupid. Quit being dumb about this. On these back charges, your chargebacks, however you want to phrase that, it's illegal. Once they have approved and paid a service, the back charge becomes illegal. Stand up and say something. 1099 this. Make the IRS aware of these people, especially somebody's telling me, oh, I get back charged $150,000 a year by Safeguard. You don't file on it. You don't file a 1099. You're stupid. Period. You're stupid. That's not business. That's being robbed. I'm sorry. That's being robbed. Now, why we're on the independent contractor issue. It's not going to go away. If you're an order mill and you want to transition. International Association of Field Service Technicians has not got back to me on this. I can assist. I can help you, but I'm sure there's something going on there. Tony Newman, Jeff Marquis, you guys are part of this organization. Talk to me. Leave a comment down below. How do we transition this industry so everybody can save face, so everybody doesn't get beat up? You know, would I like to see Klein take a fall? Yeah, he's a jerk. He really is. And what he's doing is, half of what he's doing is illegal. So would I like to see him take a hit? You bet. Do I want to see a bunch of people get arrested, go to jail because they're too stupid and they're blindly following a business model that was highly questionable to begin with? Do I want to see a bunch of people go to jail because they pyramided an industry? Maybe the jerk at the top, the bankers, you know, but no. I don't think any of us want to see people go to jail and get in that kind of trouble. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, this industry has to be transitioned. It is not. It is not a 1099 industry. It's an employee industry. And Fannie Mae, HUD, Freddie Mac, Wells Fargo, B of A, all you mortgage outlets, you need to set these businesses up right. Fannie Mae, you need to quit dictating pricing. So does HUD. You need to stop everything that makes everybody an employee, or start treating us like an employee and give us our benefits. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. There's over 100,000 of us working in the mortgage field service industry. That is an insurance pool. Where are our medical benefits? Where is our health care? Those bozos stealing your money on a chargeback have health care. Where's ours? We front the money. We do the work. They sit at a cushy desk in an air-conditioned office, sucking on lattes, looking for a safe space and a comfort dog, stealing your money. And you don't see what's wrong with that picture. Golly gee willikers. Give me a break. Give me a break. This industry has to be transitioned, or different rules have to go into play. And until the pushback comes, until people, and I'm telling you right now, look, they got all these timelines, all this stuff. There ain't no timelines, folks. That's crap the Nationals put on you to put pressure on so they can look good to their client. Okay? That's number one. When they start pushing all this stuff, I want everybody to stop and think about something for a minute. When was the last time you had a vacation? When was the last time you shut your door for a week and took a trip with the wife and the kids? Or the mister and the kids? Or the grandkids? Or your nieces and nephews? Or anybody? When was the last time you took a weekend off to go fishing? They take them off. One of the problems that started friction with our company in Field Asset Services, we informed them we would no longer be working on Sundays. That the owner of our company is a Christian and goes to church on Sundays, and she believed every one of her employees should be afforded that opportunity, that they shouldn't have to work on Sundays. She said, no, we are closed on Sundays, period. Nobody is working for me on Sunday. They got upset. Well, if we give you something on Friday, well, you better not give us something on Friday. It's that simple. You, as a business, you can develop policies. Nobody does. They have policies. They send you a new policy every day. You can have policies. And that's how you push back, by developing company policies that are sound policy that help you make money, not them. It's that simple, folks. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. It's called business. And if you need help, that's why people like me, Foreclosurepedia, we're around to help. We'll give you what we know. We'll help you, point you in the right direction. Maybe, you need different licensing or something. We don't know. Nobody knows until you have a conversation. But I will say this. I do know, because I look at some of the stuff going on with NAMFS, there are conversations going on behind the scenes And how it's going to be dealt with, I don't know. I really don't know. But it needs to come out from the shadows, and the discussions need to be had. And I'm telling you right now, 3 instrumental people right now. That International Association of Field Service Technicians, Tony Newman is the chairman. I say him, they're the new kids on the block, but they can kind of dictate which way things go right now. They can kind of push things a different direction. Mr. Miller, Eric Miller, the executive director, National Association, Mortgage Field Services. And of course, Brian Mingham with the National Real Estate Services and NRES. Those are the 3 major people overseeing. And I'm not saying they're personally responsible for everything that's happened in this industry that is not kosher, as they say. But those are probably the 3 most influential people in the industry right now, today, this very minute, that could sit down at the table and bring everybody to the table and say, okay, how are we going to figure this out? This has to be fair to everybody. It has to be fair to labor. It has to be fair to the client. It has to be fair to the people in the middle, the order mill. Are we ever going to get rid of outsourcing? I highly doubt it, but there's a better way to do it than what's being done now. There's a more efficient way to do it than what's being done right now. And I proposed that in a QC policy for the industry. It would straighten out a whole bunch of stuff, and it would stop the chargebacks, ladies and gentlemen. Day 1, you inspect the property and you provide a property condition report. Day 2, you negotiate with the client on what needs to be done on that property, what they want done, the fees, everything goes into writing. Day 3, the work starts and is completed. It's not rocket science. It's very simple. I never had a back charge in 10 years. Never had a chargeback in 10 years once we instituted that policy. And when they came at me and said, well, you can't have a policy, I said, excuse me, this is my company's quality control policy. If you don't like it, don't do business with me, because that is how we are going to be doing things going forward. And Fannie Mae said, that's good. They stepped in and shut FAS down, saying, no, you can't give us a policy. Yes, I can. Because at the time, we were working directly with Fannie Mae, and then FAS came in. So I know a good quality control policy can straighten everything out in the industry. I had 1 chargeback in 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, and when I had to go chase my ass all day and made no money, forget that. That's not happening ever again, because that's what happened. That day cost Alladay LLC $750 in labor that we did not get back, because we had to go chase stuff and we didn't get the scheduled work done today. Think about that for just a minute. That's what a chargeback does. That's what a return to the property does. I sat down, I talked with Lacey Young, our owner, and I said, hey, what do you think? We can't do this ever again. This will break us. And these companies will do this. This will break us. How do we do this? So we talked for about 4 hours, and I said, okay, let me come up with something, and I'll get back to you in the morning. And that's what I did. I go, what do you think of this? And she goes, let's see if we can get it to fly. And we got it to fly. So I know the procedure works, because we never had another issue until Brian Christie decided he was going to dictate to me on something over the allowable and demand that I go perform a bunch of services without an agreement. No. And now AMS is getting ready to pay the price on that. And we'll see how that goes. July 5th. That's when the trial is. Ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope the Republicans pound the Democrats in the baseball game tonight. I just hope they pound them, just cremate them, just beat them 100 billion to nothing, because that's what they deserve for all the lies and all the distension and discontent and hate that they're spreading in our wonderful country. We live on the greatest country on this planet in any universe, ladies and gentlemen. And if you can't be proud to be an American, perhaps you need to reconsider living somewhere else. I don't know. There's nowhere on this planet that I could say, hey, Mr. Trump, fuck you, and not get taken out, beaten, shot, or executed. I want you to think about that for just a minute when you're making all these whiny, crying things. We are afforded liberties in this country because we are Americans that nobody else has anywhere else in the world. Why do we want to destroy that? That's crazy. Why do we want to destroy that? I said I was going to get off the political bandwagon. I'm sorry. But it's just a question that needs to be asked. Why would we want to destroy the greatest country in the universe? Because somebody didn't get elected? Because somebody doesn't like a person with no political obligations? Talk about crazy. Talk about crazy. Godspeed to the Solis family down there in Louisiana. Our prayers and thoughts are with you guys. And know this, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. You can come sit down at my table anytime. We can have a conversation. We can get up and walk away, shake hands, whether we agree or not. That is civil discourse. That is how the government was set up to work. What's going on now is insane. And perhaps it's time we, the people, decide whom our elected officials truly represent. Because right now, ladies and gentlemen, our taxes are paying them to fight and accuse our president of fictitious crimes. He hasn't broken a law. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. Foreclosurepedia.org, ladies and gentlemen. If you need up-to-the-minute fraud reports in the mortgage field service industry, foreclosurepedia.org, reporting on the shooter yesterday before Fox News and the major news networks. Cut it out. You don't get it more up-to-the-minute than that. Up to the minute. I mean, that's up to the minute. 5 minutes before they do it, I'm getting a phone call saying, hey, what do you know about this guy? Well, who the hell is he? He's the guy that just shot everybody. I said, huh? Don't know how he does it, but he does it, and he's good. He's pretty good. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. And I just want you to think, property preservation, it is an industry. We need to treat it as an industry. We need to stop the property preservation industry right now. It reminds me of Washington, D.C. I'm sorry. But you have this side and you have that side and everybody's pissed and they're dug in. Eric, Brian, Tony, come on, get on the phone to each other. Let's sit down and talk. We got to do that or this industry is going to get blown up. And you know what? Is vitriol is some of the stuff that comes out of me, some of the stuff that comes out of Mr. Williams. Nobody wants to see the industry destroyed. Nobody wants to see anybody go to jail. But if you don't stop what's going on, somebody is. Somebody's going to get arrested. Somebody's going to go to jail. Just think about it, you guys. Just think about it. We got to come to the table. And as an industry, we have to function as an industry and say, hey, look, this is what we have to do. And I'm sorry, but when you have a membership of an organization that ignores labor and the needs of labor, and then has members that, in my humble opinion, steal from labor, that's not conducive to a harmonious industry. Nobody's saying let's start a union. Nobody's saying that. What they are saying is we need to come sit down at the table and have a conversation. We need to redefine the rules that we're going to play by in this industry. I have never seen, in all my years of doing business and writing contracts and helping people with contracts, I have never seen more lopsided employment contracts. And that's all these are. They're glorified employment contracts, ladies and gentlemen. Glorified employment contracts. I'm going to get with Paul Williams over there at Foreclosurepedia, and we're going to find out about this clearboarding issue. And it is Wells Fargo actually dictating all of their properties, regardless, get clearboarded? It makes no sense, ladies and gentlemen. It makes no sense. It's a waste of money. And in my humble opinion, I think Safeguard is scamming. I really do. I think they're scamming somewhere here because they're clearboarding unbroken doors and windows in respectable neighborhoods. We'll find out more on that. We'll touch base a little more on the weekend wrap, ladies and gentlemen. We'll definitely have a little more information for you on that. If you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the donate button. Go go to the website, hit a donation if you can help us out. We are looking for our next sustainable agriculture project. You got a business, you want to do some agritourism? I can help. We got some crazy ideas. What I do, and we'll get out of preservation now. We're going to give little shameless self-promotion plugs. What I do, I can come in. I don't care if you have a restaurant, a bed and breakfast. I don't care what you have. If you want to wrap some sustainable agriculture programs around your current business model, that's what I specialize in. That's what I'm doing here at the Wainema Ranch. When I get done here, the gal at the ranch, her and her husband will have multiple agriculture things that they can make gift baskets with. They can do potpourris. They'll be able to, if you give them a donation, give you a little gift basket or something of natural, culinary holistic herbs, stuff like that. If perhaps you have a restaurant and you want to feed people food grown at your restaurant, I can help. We got technology that does all this stuff now. We got technology that catches rain and uses it next week on your crops. Think about it. Hey, and the bottom line, I enjoy what I do doing that. I have a kick out of it. It brings people together. It does a lot of things, brings communities together when you got good food and good stuff. But agritourism, it's a rising industry right now, a very good developing industry. Let's say you have a cabin on the back 40. Wrap something around that and now you have a honeymoon suite. Never thought about it, huh? That's agritourism, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I'm getting out of here for the day. I will be back for the weekend wrap. Alliday LLC is looking for our next sustainable agriculture project. If you got an idea, let me know. Float it by me. We'll see what happens. When I took the Wainema Ranch gig, I had 7 other offers come in. This happened to be the best for what I do. It was the best for everybody involved at the time. It's getting ready to wrap up. It's time to go. Ladies and gentlemen, getting out of here. Let's have a great day. Great day. Prayers to all the people in Washington. Enjoy the ball game tonight. I don't care what side you're on. I want to see a good ball game without a bunch of bickering. Maybe that's what the politicians need to do. Just play baseball all the time. They were out there hugging on each other yesterday, and I understand it. But maybe that's, it's called America's pastime for a reason. America's pastime. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pies, Chevrolet, baby. That's what it's all about. Hey, enjoy the game tonight. I don't care what side of the table you're on that game. It's a good cause. It goes to the Boys and Girls charity. I'm not sure which Boys and Girls, but it goes to a children's charity. They raise millions of dollars every year doing this baseball game. It is probably the only thing our government comes to agreement on is baseball. They go out and play. They have a good time, and it's a good cause. So wishing everybody the best. Good luck. Whatever side of that game you're going to be on, good luck to your team. Got to appreciate the job Mr. President's doing. I really do, because he's put his head down and he just keeps plugging forward. He doesn't care about all the noise. He got the blinders on. Take a lesson from this guy. If you're in business, just watch him. I don't care if you like him or not. Watch what he does, because he got some good business principles. And I'm telling you, he puts the blinders on and he focuses. And that's what we need to do in the property preservation industry, as a group. I don't care if you're management. I don't care if you're labor. I don't care if you're the guy stuck in the middle. I don't care if you're the supply house. I don't care who you are. We need to acknowledge we are an industry. We need to come to the table as an industry, and we need to develop this industry so it doesn't get taken apart with regulation. Because if we don't, it's going to be taken apart by our government. You can guarantee it, because these agencies want the tax dollars that's involved with employees. I hate to say that, but that's the way it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a great day. Godspeed to everybody out there. speedy recoveries to all the politicians so they can go back to work and maybe we'll get a health care plan. I don't know. Let's have a great day. Let's all be safe out there.